Hello guys, it has been a while since I've posted something about the bike, and I wanted to do this topic because there is certain frustration in groups and forums regarding the quality of the fasteners or bolts in general for the V85TT. So this video will be quite short because I will just talk about what I have done and what I'm currently doing or undergoing. So basically the bolts used in this very nice bike are crap. So there's no other way to say it, but those are one of the lowest quality fasteners you can find on the market, probably. So this one is just an example. As you can see, it's pitted, it looks bad, and so on. This particular bolt came from these sides, from these parts. So basically I'm running through all of the bike and changing all of the bolts to titanium, and no, it's not because of the weight saving, but because of this. I really don't like such nice bike with such cheap fasteners. So there are several key areas you should look, especially when considering if you're driving the bike during the rain or the cold season if you are in UK. So for example, the worst parts from my experience, by the way, I don't drive the bike at all during rain or bad weather. I'm basically just a hobby driver. I don't like my stuff dirty, so don't mind this bike right now. It just came from a trip, so it looks horrible. Either way, so these parts are especially dreadful for rust and also pitting. So if you can see these parts, so this is a kind of a surface rust which comes from this part. So whenever there is a rain or some water ingression from washing, you will always get rust from here and there. The reason that we are getting rust is that this particular part is not how to say sealed, so it has some leakage ability from here and also from here. So keep in mind that these busts will seize also. So the bolts in question are from very soft metal. So if you have not removed them since new, you will have an issue, because all of the possible bolts on this bike are just falling out, but all of the bolts in here, in this part and in this part, they are seizing because the metal is very soft. So if you're using a bit lower quality tools to get them off, you will definitely spin the head for them. So as I told you, another part is these. So I also have swapped all of those with titanium, because you cannot use those normal bolts because they really look like this. The other parts I would suggest is skip this altogether, because if you over tighten those, you will just have to replace this one, because it's quite a low quality and they are very prone to cracking. So if you over tighten those, you will have to order a new part. So that's not a good thing. Either way, so again, I would heavily suggest, let me just go here, sorry. So I would heavily suggest swapping these also. I have those ordered, but I still didn't have time to swap those. As you can see, the paint is also flaking from here. So the paint issue is rather there. It's not heavy flaking, but this part and also on the other side, in there we can see a lot of flakes going, and if you will not seal the flakes, I mean if you will not put overcoat on them, see-through overcoat or just standard overcoat, eventually you will have problem that all of this part will start peeling off some point in life. So regarding the other bolts, I would also suggest changing these. As you can see, they already look pitted. Maybe from the phone it does not look that bad, but it's really horrible. It's not that near this one, but it's quite bad. and also the same is for the other side. But what I'm also doing is I found a site called Guzzi Bits. It's from UK, and they have these two lovely bolts in titanium. Or you can use stainless steel, it doesn't matter, but these really look cheap right now. And since this bike must have valve adjustment every 10,000 kilometers, so these will look really bad. And there's also a problem that if you're driving through rain or you just washed your bike, there's not actually a good point for the water to go out from here, because this part in here, it's quite high on the side. I mean, it's not draining from below, so there's always a problem that some water will stay in here, and eventually these bolts will be corroded. Same goes for this side also. So as you can see, the bike is standing more on this side, so you can see how the bolt looks like. It's really horrible. Same goes here. So my suggestion is these bolts, then change everything here to stainless, titanium, or whatever you want. For example, I already changed inner bolts, and also definitely these parts. Also, if you have a stock hanger, so I would suggest changing all of those, because the fasteners in there are also very low quality. That means very soft metal. So if you will have to do any kind of work with your bike, eventually you will scrap them. So it's a good thing to change them early and avoid any possible trouble and frustration. So this is all I wanted to show you. So today I'll probably be starting to change the bolts. For example, I changed also these ones because they looked the same, which is really low quality. But outside of that, yeah, nice bike. Except for the rust. Because this bike does not see water, but still it rusts. So we have, as I told you, we have rust spots in there. Have removed the tube earlier this winter, and the tube itself from these parts is all rusted inside. So eventually I think we will have problems with rust at some point. Also, common places are these also for us, not only pitting, because somehow the water finds itself away somewhere here, and eventually this whole tube is rusted. So if you are removing mount bolts, I would also suggest you to spray something inside and just avoid any possible rust in the future. And yeah, you can see the low quality bolts are still here. I'm changing those. I just did shock service, so then eventually I will have to change those too, because you can see they're becoming something like this also. So yeah, these are also changed. So either way, really my suggestion is that don't look for weight saving, but just if you want to have your bike looking good, just change those stupid bolts. It's cheap, and you can achieve a lot by aesthetical views. So thank you, and that will be all.